Boom! Welcome into Sportsbit 2.0. Betting Insight today on SBRpicks.com. Pauly and Teddy. Eastern Conference playoff preview coming up. We don't have series lines yet. We'll get to a couple future odds and go rapid fire with the four matchups coming up. Sixers, 16 wins in a row. We'll go through that and the play of the day. We'll also turn the shot clock on about a potential first-round upset. Bad beats, bad bets, bad for the books. You never want the dog in overtime. A tough beat here if you had the under. The T-Wolf Denver game, the play-in game, only the third time since 1984. It was 101 in regulation. Goes over by a bucket. The total was 214.5 up to 216.5 in some spots. T-Wolves were up 8. They were up 10. Then it got close in the fourth quarter. But the T-Wolves made all the plays down the stretch, and they win by 6, and they are the 8th seed now in the West.
Yeah, I mean, the playoffs started in Minnesota last night. The teams got after it for real in that ball game. Let's give Denver credit. They fought the good fight. Nuggets plus 3.5. In theory, that's a right side. Game's tied at the end of regulation. Under, tied at 101 all at the end of regulation. That's supposed to be a right side. Huh? We can call it a bad beat on the total. We can probably call it a bad beat on the side. Nuggets and under turns to T-Wolves and over in the extra session. Tough beat for those who got involved.
I saw this as high as 7. This was but 5.5 down to 2.5. The Raptors went for it and played people last night. And the Heat, tough one here because it went to overtime, and they won by 7 in overtime as Ellington had 32 points.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the books kind of got bailed out in that contest. Heavy Toronto money. Toronto led by 7 in the fourth. I was really surprised to see Miami go for it and then find a way, after all the tanking and losses that they'd suffered, to see the Heat come and rally back and play to win and win in overtime to hurt their playoff seeding. It was a bit of a head scratcher, but ended up being a pretty good result for the bookmaker.
Yeah, the Heat won that game. I don't know if I didn't say get that backwards. Yeah. Bad bets. The Rays plus 108 went off a $1.20 favorite. Shields walked the ballpark in the first couple innings. Got people out though. Is in trouble, but got out of it. 2-1 White Sox win.
Yeah, I mean, the bettors literally feel like they've been waiting all winter to bet against James Shields. Every start, Shields, the money's poured in against him. Again yesterday, but that new sidearm delivery, he 1-0. The White Sox 2-1 in his starts. They faded Shields yesterday. Bettors paid the price as a result.
Yes, and this one, Mariners-Royals over 7.5, steamed up to 8.5. Doesn't matter about the win when the batters strike out 22 times. And this was horrible. Greek Freak was doubtful, then he played. Reddick didn't play for the Sixers. Bucks from 8 down to 6. How about down 30 points in the first quarter? That's the first time that's happened in 4 years. The Sixers had 80 points at the half. They are the 3 seed as they run out Milwaukee.
Yeah, and that game was over real early, and bettors got this one completely wrong. Money comes in on Milwaukee. Oh, Greek Freak's playing. Okay, no Embiid, no Reddick. Doesn't matter. The Sixers' first quarter cashes again, 46-18 after 1. The Sixers for the game, right side winner. Never in doubt. Bettors got this one wrong. Bookmakers cleaned up as a result.
Yeah, look at this move. The Nets were a 3-point dog, went off a 4-point favorite in Boston. They lost by double digits in that one. What was that all about?
I was on Brooklyn. Some of my money was the wrong side in that one. Brad Stevens really didn't have anyone to work with, but he had Aaron Baines, and Baines went nuts. He's only started there played. He went less than 21 minutes. What did he finish? 26-14. Boston was impressive. Their depth was impressive last night. And there was a little bit more intensity from the Celtics than I expected. Brad Stevens really didn't want his squad to go into the playoffs on a losing streak, even though they were on the second of back-to-backs. I understood the Brooklyn money. I had some of that Brooklyn money. I was wrong.
Yeah, all right, bad for the books. There was a lot here in baseball. We'll get to some more big moves in the NBA. We'll start with the Braves. $1.25 down to 110. Beat the Nats in extra innings. They made it interesting by blowing the lead a couple times. Brewers plus 150 down to 130. They beat the Cardinals 3-2. Wainwright still shaky. And a 30-cent move on the Orioles. $1.05 up to 135. They beat the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing some questions from Atlanta's bullpen, which is overachieved early. They blew a lead in the 9th. They blew a lead in the 11th. They still won the game, but it made totals better sweat for sure. Money's been coming in against Adam Wainwright. Wainwright was a really popular play back in the day. The wise guys loved him. That's no longer the case. Good control yesterday, but he did give up a pair of dingers against Milwaukee. And we're starting to see some anti-Estrada money in the markets.
All right.
Baltimore steamed up in that ball game against Toronto. I think there may be more anti-Estrada money to come in the weeks that follow.
All right, let's get some more fun in the NBA here. Look at this. The Knicks from 15 down to 8. They opened 11-1 on the money line. No Corver, no Hood, no Love, and LeBron only played to keep the double-digit streak alive. Knicks were up 20. They win by double digits. The Kings, the Rockets open a 4.5-point favorite. In some spots, the Kings went off a 2.5-point favorite as the Rockets sat everybody, and the Kings won by 13. And the Pistons, from 1.5 up to 5, routed the Bulls.
Yeah, I mean, look, when money's pouring in on the Knicks against the Cavs, when money's pouring in on the Kings against the Rockets, when both of those moves turn out to be right side winners, you know what day it is. It can only be game number 82 of the NBA season when neither Cleveland nor Houston was particularly interested.
And one more from hockey, game 1. The Jets get the win at home against the Wild. They went $1.70 up to $1.90 in Vegas, and they outshot the Wild 40-20 in that one. So they lead that series 1-0. Little steam there on the Jets. Nice effort by the Flyers last night, too. Jesus, 7-0. Up next, Eastern Conference preview. We'll start with the Raptors and the Wizards in the 1-8, and we'll go through the updated future book on Sportsbook. Betting Insight today on SBRpicks.com.
Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.